the NFL stands for not for long.
Set, Sharga and Armstead. Roll out, Walker still running out. Looks to the left, wide open, Thompson touchdown. Colin Thompson with the touchdown. There was nobody within 20 yards of him.
What a catch off the bobble. Colin Thompson scoops it up.
Lofting corner, the end zone. It is caught for the touchdown. The first NFL touch for Colin Thompson is a score.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Colin Thompson Show. We're about to send you right over to our interview this week, and then we're going to have a show later this week with Dan Brown and maybe a few other guests as we're going to talk NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs. So this is just going to be the pure interview for you guys to listen to with Paul Swan. Before I do that, I want to talk about a new show here we have at Not For Long Media, and that's Brought to Light with Mari Abreu. Mari's a former Marine. He owns his own business, Omega Protective. He is a first-class individual. It's going to be a military, motivational, honest-speaking, open-minded, conversational podcast called Brought to Light. And we're so excited to have it here at Not For Long Media. Mari has become a friend. He has become a partner. He's become a trusted source for me of information. He is so smart, so driven, and an amazing role model, father, husband, open book. And I think you guys will really enjoy one of the new episodes, the newest episode that comes out this week, May 8th. And then also just the future, because he's having some amazing guests on some weeks. And then other weeks, you're just going to hear from him and hear his thoughts and ideas and his beliefs. An unbelievable person. And I hope you guys enjoy the Brought to Light podcast, out now on all platforms. Paul Swan's joining us today, brought to you by Not For Long Media and the original Fudge Kitchen, shipping fudge and sweet treats across the country, fudgekitchens.com. Mother's Day's coming up Sunday. Get online right now. Order some fudge for your mom, for your aunt, for your significant others, the women in your life. Check them out, fudgekitchens.com. Shipping fudge and sweet treats across the country. If you're banging down to Key West and you're got a flight and trying to figure things out, where do I go? What do I do? I need something different than the mainstream. Shots and Giggles, Key West is your spot for a great time. Hang with the locals and have an amazing time. Shots and Giggles, Key West. Say hi to the bartenders. Say hi to Stephen Hanya, the owners. Tell them we sent you. My favorite bar in the world and the only bar on the Colin Thompson Show for the bar of the week to have a perfect score. So Shots and Giggles in Key West. Check them out. Going to a game, going to a NASCAR event. Paul's coming on. The king of the NASCAR pit crew, TV shows, former Division I football player at Bowling Green. We played against each other when I was at Florida, and he was in Bowling Green in 2012. I was on the sideline, but he was out there running around like a nut job. Guys, use promo code Colin Thompson on SeatGeek, COLINTHOMPSON. Only real way to spell Collins with one L. Check it out. Promo code Colin Thompson. And then Som Sleep, get Som Sleep, promo code Colin, the best sleep product in the world. Guys, Paul and I become friends. We met at Christian McCaffrey's house, a little day party situation. He was there for about an hour when I was there, got to know him, hit it off with him. And we've a few times now missed each other with different shows. And, he's a loving family, and his daughter was crying in the back during one of them. So we kind of redid it, and we had him on again today. So Paul Swan, he is in the pit crew for Austin Dillon, Daytona 500 champion. TV show, huge personality, but really good at his job. Super hardworking, driven guy. So enjoy the Paul Swan interview. Enjoy the new Brought to Light episode and our new podcast here, Not For Long Media. And I appreciate everybody's supporting us. Here is the great, the energetic, and the lit, for lack of better term, Paul Swan. Paul, what's up, man?
How we doing, Colin?
I know you're going to bring the energy today. You always do.
Oh, buddy. The energy is always through the roof, and it's good to finally be on here. We've been playing a little phone tag, and last time we tried this, I think Bella was like 2 months old or something, having a meltdown. Mom was away, so I was watching her. So it's good to just be in the studio alone today.
Look at that, man. The great stash, and then also behind you, multiple Bowling Green jerseys. I mean, where do we even?
The BG Shrine back here, the glory days.
Look at the glory days. Who was the best player you played against in the MAC?
Gosh, there were some good ones. Antonio Brown, Khalil Mack. Who else we played against? We played against some really good linemen. Brandon Brooks from Miami of Ohio. Eric Fisher we played against. Gosh, I mean, there's a dude. Mac is salt of the earth type of guys. It's similar to a Temple team. I mean, Temple was in the Mac when we back when I was in college. So
Yeah,
very like-minded programs. But I'd say Khalil Mack was probably the guy. He was. I ran the punt team along with being a middle linebacker, so I was like one of the up back dudes, and they were in like a defensive safe, and he kind of just high stepped up, casually. And he just jacked me up in the chest one time. And I was like, just out of nowhere, like I thought he was going to like play it cool. We're going to brother-in-law each other. And that dude just went, bow. And I'm like, ooh, this guy doesn't belong in the MAC.
dude, I played against him. I'm like, I'm going to throw all my shit at him, right? Like you have to. There's no like, how's this going to go? I'm not going to just, sometimes the guys, you get your hands on him, you shock him. I'm going to throw everything I had. I threw everything I had. He didn't move a muscle. His arms were so big. Like his body is huge, right? Like he's a build-up player.
Yes.
But his biceps were, everyone talks about like how big they are, right? They were this thick. They were like a foot wide. You're like, I've never looked at the width of some guy's biceps before, but man, this guy's huge. So
unreal, dude. His arms are so long. Like he just looked like the Terminator out there and playing in the MAC conference. Like, I mean, I don't know how he was at Buffalo. When they played Ohio State his senior year, he was, head and shoulders above the best player on the field that day.
Imagine some poor kid from like, whatever, Muncie, Indiana, and he's going to go play at Ball State, right? I'm a left tackle. Life's good. Parents are happy. Scholarship.
Yep.
We're going to go watch, first game, little Johnny's starting. And he faces Khalil Mack. I mean, you're talking about getting embarrassed.
Probably giving up 5 sacks that game.
On a Tuesday night for some action.
For some action, just not the action he was looking for.
No. Speaking of action, okay. You're our first NASCAR person. I mean, we're just jacked to have you on. One. So Paul is in the pit crew for Austin Dillon, TV show, awesome stuff. But what's going on in the calendar right now of NASCAR?
Well, I gotta say, I am honored to be the first NASCAR guy on the show. I mean, we're gonna have to change it. We're gonna have to get more NASCAR guys out here, but
we do.
Honored to lead the way and get it going. But we're in the heat of our season right now. Long, grueling season for NASCAR. I think we have the longest season in professional sports. We start in February. We go till November. There's one true off weekend for the whole sport. So it's a grind, man. And, there's pros and cons to everything. And, one of the cons is, you pretty much don't have weekends throughout the year, but there's, way more pros to the sport. And, we're just grinding right now. I pit for Austin Dillon, the 3-car, a little up and down to start the season off right now. We've had some good races, some bad races, everything in between. And so we're looking for that first win right now. And we've just been grinding away. It's been a fun year. It's always a fun year, no matter what happens. It's fun traveling with the boys, going to different cities, going to different tracks, and just slanging rubber all day in the pits. It's a fun life.
It is fun. I went down there, and we were with Austin's brother Ty behind his team, and we were hanging out there. Ian Thomas, who you guys know.
Yep.
And we were watching the whole just chaos. And it's amazing, first off, that we can be that close, because there's like tires on fire and there's like shit flying everywhere. I'm like, I don't know how we could be that close.
That's the best thing about NASCAR is, how much access you get to everything. Like even before the race, like you're talking to the drivers and, you're right up in the action, right up until they get in the car and start driving. So that's
like that.
It's crazy. Fans love it about the sport. And I think we have the best fans in the world. I mean, every sport's going to say that, but like we truly have diehard fans in NASCAR who really, really live and breathe the sport.
Yeah, it's unique in that sense that they're just NASCAR fans. Of course, there's huge football fans, but everybody has their team or their player, and the players come and go in the NFL, right? But NASCAR, it's like this brand. I've been following this brand forever, whether it's a Chevy, Ford, or it's like Hendrick Motorsports or whatever it may be. Like people follow those brands, which makes it really unique. What's the vibe with the pit crew? Because it seems like just a great locker room vibe.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's a complete locker room vibe. Like, it's a bunch of past athletes, bunch of former guys who played sports all their life, and now the pit crews have really started to go pretty much all athletes since we've gone to this one lug deal, because the stops have sped up even faster than they were. You basically only have 4 guys doing the actual stop with the fueler. He's just doing gas pretty much. They kind of cut some of his rolls out. So it's really just a 4-man pit crew, and we're trying to do these stops in 8 to 9 seconds. And you got to be on it. You got to be fast for doing adjustments with the car, that we expect to pick up spots every time we come down pit road. And it's a grind. And like I said, like it definitely is that locker room atmosphere. Pit road's a small deal. Like, you see everybody every weekend, same guys, same teams. You're competing against them. They're all, same deal, same background. So it's kind of a fraternity type atmosphere too with the other pit crews. We're buddies with a lot of the guys. We're competing with them, obviously, but we're all pretty tight with each other. And a lot of guys have been with guys on other teams. It's just like football. Guys get, let go, picked up, free agency stuff. You sign different contracts, you go to different teams. So there's a lot of turnover in the sport, and a lot of guys, hopping around from different teams. So you pretty much know everybody on pit road, and it really makes for a fun time when you're pitting next to some of your buddies, and you come down, you smoke them out, you look at them after the stop, you kind of give them the DX suck it and move on with the day.
So, football has brought me to some awesome places, right? And I met some amazing people. Before all that, for you, I've had these moments where I'm like, holy cow. Like, for me, and everyone be like, you played in this Lambeau, you played here. And Lambeau was one of those moments for me, like, holy shit, I can't believe I'm doing this right now. But a lot of it has to do with nothing to do with football. Like, for me last year when Kenny Chesney was there and we were able to like rip it up and party, and it's like tailgating, and then we're up in the box, and then we're on the stage, and like we got an all-time ripper going. And we're meeting Kenny, and I'm on the stage, and I'm like, holy cow. And everyone's like, yeah, you had a good ripper going, huh? I'm like, I mean, the adrenaline was chaos. Like, it was something I ever felt before. And I'm like, wow, I made it. I'm like FaceTiming my dad all over stage. Like, I don't even care, because I'm like, this is it. I made it. Whether I score, whatever. Whether I'm a Hall of Famer, I will definitely not be, or I'm not. Like, that was holy shit, I really made it. I'm here on the stage in front of 65,000 people next to Kenny Chesney and my teammates at a concert. Like, so is there a I made it moment for you?
Man, I mean, when we won the Daytona 500, dude, that was such a surreal moment. That was my first year with Austin back in 2018. And like, I don't even know if it's still set in yet. Like, we won that race and we sprinted right to Victory Road or Victory Lane. And I mean, we're just standing there. The whole bleachers is filled with hundreds of cameras, hundreds of people in Victory Lane. Then you look over that, and all the fans are still hanging around, because this is 20 years since Dale Earnhardt won the 500, and the three's back in Victory Lane. Like, it was such a surreal moment. And then the celebration, the partying we did after, we got ass tattoos. We ripped up the night. We ripped up the morning. We kept the party going. I mean, we showed up to this breakfast the next morning at Daytona, like the champions breakfast. We were all just still blackout drunk and just having a great time, enjoying it. And it was so much fun to just do it with Austin, who's like a brother to me, my wife, his wife. We're one big happy family. So that was definitely one of the moments. And then another time was the Coke 600 that year. The All-Star race was at Charlotte, and the Coke 600 was the following week. We went to the Post Malone concert the week of the All-Star race. We got to go backstage on that, party with Post Malone. A bunch of the Panthers were there. That's where the relationship with a bunch of the Panthers really started, was that night. We partied all night. We got to see the concert backstage, like sickest concert I've ever been to. We were ripping beer bongs with Post Malone and his Bud Light, and like, I just stopped. I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. Like, not many people get to do stuff like this and party with people like this and just, vibe and have a good time. And then the Panthers came to the All-Star race that weekend. Christian came with them. He wasn't at the Post Malone concert. We met Christian and a bunch of other dudes, vibed hard with him. And I think Machine Gun Kelly was doing a concert that Saturday night, and he did his concert. A bunch of us were still partying after the concert on stage. We were having such a good time that he came back out. He was like, what's going on out here? And like, we were just all partying. He's like, man, I want to party with you guys. And he started doing basically another concert while we were all just partying out there. And like fans started coming back and like kind of forming up in front of the stage. That was another wild time. So those two moments that year in 2018 were pretty cool, pretty big.
And again, it has like nothing to do with the NASCAR and
No.
you know, grinding in the pit crew. It's just
Right.
like, wow, I have access to something, and that's what it gives you. And
Yes.
like
Where
that
can
day,
this
we could have
job take you type of deal.
crazy. Now, your favorite place to go, because I know there's like big moments like Daytona, right? That's huge. Like your favorite place to work. Now, is it a certain track out west? Is it track out east? Is it Daytona? What's your favorite place to work in?
Gosh, yeah, Daytona, start of the year, 500. That's the Super Bowl. Like that's definitely one of the funnest deals because it's like back to school, first day of school type stuff. Everybody gets back and got your new shoes on. You got your new crew shirts on, the new fire suits. You get that win, you're like carved into history with NASCAR. But other than that, like my favorite place to pit at is probably Charlotte, the Coke 600, because it's such a long race. We do probably 12, 13 pit stops that race. It's an absolute grind for us, and we're really in control a lot of where Austin's going to be on the track because we're coming down to pit so much. So we have a really big impact on that race, on how good our pit stops are or how bad they are, which obviously we hope we don't do that. And then probably like favorite place to go and like go out to eat and kind of visit is Phoenix. I love Phoenix, man. I wish I could go out there all week, golf, go out to some of those bars and places they got to go hang out at. It's phenomenal out there.
What's the craziest shit you've seen in a NASCAR race?
I mean, you see some of the tattoos I see coming up. Like I got some wild tattoos on my ass, obviously, but this is how these fans are like diehard with some of the tattoos they have of the drivers, their autographs, the Chevy and Ford stuff. I mean, it's pretty wild. You'll get some crazy stuff. One of the craziest requests I got during the show, and that was on. Somebody came and asked me for my autograph, and I said, "Man, I don't really have anything. You got something?" He's like, "Yeah." Throws up a condom. He's like, "Hey, sign that." So I'm like, "All right." So I signed a condom for him, and I don't know what he did with it, but that was probably one of the craziest requests I've got.
That is completely nutty. You mentioned the show. There's a lot to unpack there, but really, like, what was the one thing that took you by surprise with the show? Because I'm sure what you think of it, hey, I'm just going to go and rip it up and have fun, but there was probably a lot more to it, heavily edited. There's always a lot to it.
Yeah, I mean, we were all super excited when we got the opportunity. The girls did Racing Wives back in the day. I don't know, I think maybe 2018, 2019-ish. So, and we were kind of in that a little bit. But then this one was just solely about Whit, Mariel, me and Austin, our family, our bond, our love for each other. So we were really, really excited about it, that the four of us were going to get to basically, show our lives and how we live and what we do and, the love we have for each other to everybody. And it was so much fun. They let us really be ourselves. There wasn't much of that cliche, like, okay, we want you to fake this drama or fake that drama. They just kind of really let us be ourselves and do our thing. And I think, a lot of people really enjoyed it, and we had a fun time with it. And it was really cool to watch the last episode where it showed Bella being born and that whole day and kind of process of how that whole deal kind of played out, because they were filming. They were in town filming the week we had Bella, and we didn't expect her to come. She was like a week and a half early. So I was just working out, squatting some donuts, put a bunch of cookies on the bar, and was getting after it. And I got a call while I was working out, and it said wifey calling. So I'm like, all right, I'll call her back. Like, babe, I'm crushing some iron right now. Like, I can't talk. And then I get another call right after, and it said Vicky Lane. That's her mom. She's calling. So I'm like, oh shit, I better rack this up and go check this out. So I get on the phone. Mariel's like, I think my water broke. And I'm like, well, are you serious? Like, I started like freaking out. And so I put the phone down. I call our producers. I'm like, hey, Mariel's having the baby. And they were filming a scene at the shop of Austin on the simulator. And they're like, oh shit. All right, we're coming to the house. Meet us there. We'll meet you there. So they got there, and they were basically just filming like the raw action and footage of that day and that whole deal. Like, we're running around like a couple of chickens with our heads cut off. We get to the hospital, we get in there, and then we just took like some phone videos and stuff, and then they got a scene of me and Mariel introducing Bella to Austin, Whitney, and Ace, and like it just brought tears to my eyes watching all that stuff. It was really cool.
You guys are in Winston-Salem?
We're in Lexington. It's about 20 minutes south of Winston.
Are you going to see my guy to get your haircut?
Who's that?
Oh, why does he slip my name right now? He's going to listen
to Timmy P at Washington Park. I go to Josh Leonard. He's been at the park for a while too, but Timmy P's a goat with the haircuts, and just all the barbers at Washington Park are the most elite. Awesome. If you ever get a chance, you gotta come to HQ and get a haircut.
I have to, man. Tim is the man, and he cut us. And I'm sorry, Tim slipped my mind.
You're good.
And he's a great dude. We've had some great conversations, and yeah, man, that's good stuff.
And dude, the food scene in Winston,
good.
We got to get Sam Boners rocking up here.
I love it, man. Yeah, the Sam Boners has been fun, man. I get that thing going.
Tell me a little bit about Sam Boners. How'd that get going?
Dude, so it's not mine. You know, it's really my friends. They started this following, and it's kind of a bunch of dads making fun of like each other and taking videos of each other eating sandwiches during COVID. And they're like, you know what, screw it. Let's make this leap of faith. You know, we're like sandwich connoisseurs. Let's add a fun name to it, the Sam Boners, and like let's take a look, take a bite, all these different things they've come up over the years, and they just rip it up, man. And it's been fun for me. It's been good for me because it shows I like doing some different food things and my media deal. So it's been like, and it's been fun. It's so easy because I'm an eater at heart.
Dude, who doesn't like being a foodie? And especially the fucking food you are eating, dude. Oh my gosh. Like,
I'm taking it down, man. You're an Angelo's guy.
Bro, Angelo's. Can we talk about Angelo's?
Let's do it.
Easily. Like, I don't want to say 10 because that's like, you know, that's cliche. And like, you know, you can't give the whole number and perfect. But like, bro, that cheesesteak is easily a 10.
It's a 10. I said 9.9. I went to John's roast pork right before it.
Yeah, I need to try that too.
Unreal. I went there and I'm like, wow, my scale just got recalibrated. That's number one. But I'm going to Angelo's. 30 minutes later, I went there. Not even.
Yeah.
Number one. I gave it a 9.9, and I gave John's roast pork, I think, a 9.6. Yeah. So listen, man, how about that pizza too?
Dude, so I got the Cooper Sharp Philly. I got the Whiz Wit Philly. We got just a cheese pizza, and I got that spicy pizza they got. And me and my wife, we hammered it all. Like, I was just in food heaven. We waited like 2 hours for it. Well worth it. Like, best pizza I've ever had, best cheesesteak I've ever had. That place is an absolute gem. What Prez has done for that place by going there, I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, they've always been successful. Local business in Philly, right?
Right.
And then they took it to another level for sure. And that we've had, you know, the owner on, he's unbelievable on the Sam Boner podcast, the Sam Boner show. So that's been a blast.
Love that.
But you know, that place is so cool. Like South Philly where it's at, like that is not I mean, of course locals say it's changed, but it hasn't really changed. There's still
I'm not a local. We went there, like me and my wife and our buddies, Timmy Roach and his girlfriend, and my buddy who lives in Philly. Like, we kind of just went on a food tour down there for the San Fran Philly game, and we went to an Italian place that was right down the road from Angelo's. Can't remember what it was called, but it's like the oldest Italian restaurant in the country.
Yeah, I forget it right now too. We actually have a South Philly episode coming out next week.
Yeah, and that food was just absolute dynamite. Like, that whole area is just such a freaking cool place.
Yeah, Philly's a good time. When I went from University of Florida to Temple, I was not happy. But when I got there and got settled in, I'm like, this will do. The palm trees, I did mess. And my wife.
Yeah, the weather definitely, but the scene out there, man, I could eat out there every freaking week.
Yeah, man. Philly's, it's a good thing I'm not there. We're in Maryland now, which has good food too, but not like that. It's definitely more.
Buddy, you got all the crab in Maryland.
We do. We have we have a great seafood vibe. So we're right here in Annapolis, Maryland, like right at the heart of the Chesapeake Bay and Severn River, and like we're right here, man. I'm 100 yards from the water.
I've become a crab junkie like in the past 4 or 5 years. Like if I see like crab cakes or crab bites or anything on a menu, it's like an absolute bullseye. I gotta have it.
Yeah, I mean, it depends where I am. Like, so Cape May, New Jersey, where we live, We used to live at Southernmost Point, New Jersey. Is an awesome Jersey Shore point. They're like the number 1 or 2 or 3 distributor of scallops in the country, and their scallops are like the size of burgers, dude. Like I can't even eat them anywhere else because
Say less. I got to get out there.
Dude, they're unreal. Someone will be like, "Oh, we have a bag coming off a boat. You guys want like a 10-pound bag of scallops?" I'm like, "Absolutely, just give it to you for free." And they're literally like the size of this candle top.
Oh my god,
dude! And they're unreal. Like literally, they're incredible. So yeah, man, the foodie world's great now too. Like social media and food. I'm gonna start Food Drinks Football, which is like, do you follow my guy, the Stale Cracker?
I need to. No, I don't. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Wait, do you follow this nut job?
Dude, like, yeah, Instagram foodie stuff. Like, you look at my Explore feed, it is literally just caked with all this food stuff, and I just look at it all day long.
Where are you going out in Lexington?
So we got some good spots out here. We got the Childers Vineyards Bistro, phenomenal. We got this little small spot called Sophie's Cork and Ale. This chef, it's amazing, unbelievable what this dude does with the tiny kitchen he has. Such a great spot. They just made this really cool brewery in kind of like the warehouse district of Lexington. It's called Goose and Monkey, and they have a restaurant in there called Poor Folk Provisions. That dude's doing some great stuff with the kitchen. I mean, there's some good spots, some really good, authentic Mexican spots in Lexington. I'm probably going to get crucified for this and get hated on, but not a Lexington barbecue fan at all.
Why?
I don't like the style.
What's the style of North Carolina? It's very vinegary,
like
right?
Chopped and coarse pork with like a real just doused in vinegar, and it's not my style. They don't have ribs or brisket or turkey I'm a big Texas, Memphis, St. Louis, Kansas style barbecue guy. Lexington is like, I don't like it, and like I said, I'm probably gonna get hated on because I live here. But it's not my style. Probably a good thing, because if I was living in, the places that I like the barbecue, I'd probably be eating it way too much.
Now on the road, there's got to be a place like, oh man, I'm so happy we're going here. There's got to. What's your favorite place on the road?
Dude, I like my teammates still laugh at me. I'm like getting restaurant plans like 7 days before we're going to places on the road, and like I'm like the team mom with like where we're going to eat. Like, all right, we're gonna go at this time, and we are like. The guys are starting to really like all the restaurants too, because like we find some really good spots. So that probably is one of the best things about going out on the road is like, oh shit, we're going there, we're hitting this spot up. Which actually, we go to Sonoma, which is close to San Fran, and we go out in San Fran like the day before. Found this cheesesteak spot called Buster's in like Chinatown area, bro. It might be better than Angelo's, or if not, it's like right on par with Angelo's.
Whoa.
It is like I'll go and hammer 3 of those things and then get one to go also.
Really?
Just phenomenal. If you're ever in San Fran, you got to go to Buster's.
Our next thing is the quest for the best at Sam Boner's. Like, what is the best cheesesteak outside of Philly? You race anywhere?
This one's it.
I go to Tat's Deli. I don't go there. We had it catered when we played in Seattle. And if you ever go to Seattle, there's this place called Tats, and it's unreal. So you don't race in Seattle though, do you?
No, you're making me so hungry though, right now.
I know, dude. I'm dying too, because I gotta get like a late lunch in me here at some point.
We go to Miami and we go down to Key Largo, and the seafood down there is just.
So you guys, do you take the trip where do you hit? Where do you stop in Key Largo? You go to like
it's Buzzards, it's called.
Yeah.
And it is so good. I seen you were down there. If you got any spots, let me know.
I do. I'm a huge Key West guy, which is farther. But if you can drive to Key Largo, go to Alabama Jack's.
Okay.
It's right when you come into town. You'll go through Florida City. You'll drop into the Keys. Like you'll say, "Welcome to the Florida Keys." You'll make a right to stay on A1A, or you make a left. It's this huge sign. It's almost awkward. It says Cardstown Road. The end of that road, there's a bridge, and this place called Alabama Jack's right next to it, dude. It closes at sunset. It opens at like 10 a.m. for lunch. Dude, unreal.
If we get the chance, I'm going.
Conch fritters, yeah.
Oh, dude, don't even get me started on some conch fritters.
And they're like funnel cake conch fritters. They're not like balls. It looks like a funnel cake. So you're like, it's a sponge.
Gosh.
And they're Florida Gator alumni too. Now we played each other in college. I think we figured this out last time.
Yeah, you were at Florida when I was at BG 2012, right?
Yeah, so I was standing on the sideline with a broken foot, but yes, I was there. You were on the field running around.
Dude, that is wild. Oh man, yeah. Jordan Reed was tight end, and
Baller.
Brissett and Driscoll. Guys had Gillisley. You guys had some studs, dude. Elon
And the defense was nasty.
Yeah. Who was the D tackle?
Which one? Tree Floyd, Dominic Easley?
Floyd. He was a. Oh, you guys had Easley too? Gosh.
They were both first-round picks. Yeah, it was.
You guys were stacked.
That defense was. We're the best. I think we're the best team in college football to accomplish nothing.
Yeah, dude. You guys, what? You were like 11-1 that year.
11-1, and we lost in the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah.
Shit, that was the year.
Beat you guys that year too.
Huh?
We almost beat you guys that first game too.
I think you were hanging around. Yeah, it gets so hot though. You guys just melt.
Oh, bro, we had one of our starting rover. He freaking his temperature was 102 before the game, and he couldn't even play because he got so hot.
And warm ups.
It was brutal.
And you guys are in behind the student section there. You're in front of the student section, and it's really hot in there. Like people are passing out. You'll see like people with gurneys go up and pull people out all the time.
Gosh, I will say, dude, that was the coolest place I ever played at in college.
Isn't that cool?
That swamp is unreal.
Yeah, man. It's that was my first game there, dude. I'll never forget. I was standing next to Dante Fowler, and Dante was a freshman. We were both freshmen, and tears was rolling down him and I's face because it was so loud. It was so chaos. We're like, holy crap, we're here. Like you're getting recruited, and like a minute later, it's like,
boom,
here we go.
Here we go, buddy. We're going.
We're going, man. And it's intimidating. I mean, it is. You can 100%. Say you're tough guy and all this stuff, but I don't think intimidating is a bad word, but you're just like, holy shit, here we are.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. You ever feel that in NASCAR? I mean, you're not driving the car, but I know there's pressure. I'm not saying there's not.
100%. Like when that caution flag comes out and like we're running top 10, top 5, it's like, dude, that caution flag comes out, you're coming down, like pressure's on, man. Your heart starts pumping.
You could see it, man. You could see it.
You see they say, all right, on pit road, and then you're like, okay, you're ready to go, and that car comes, and you just go out, and it's like, you forget to breathe sometimes.
I believe it. Now, as we wrap things up, I want to hear about your busiest week from your Monday to the end of the race day and then flying home. Can you give that to us?
Yeah, so Monday is kind of like a debrief chill day. Kind of come in, work out if you want. I'll go in, I'll work out in the morning. I'll kind of bullshit with my coach and some of my teammates. We'll watch some film, watch the race. Just kind of, if it was a good race, we'll watch all the good shit and just be pumped up. If it's a bad race, our coach will kind of clown on us and, dog us a bit and we'll joke, but he'll get his point across that we need to be better. And it's just kind of like a day where we can kind of decompress, debrief, get ready for the week ahead. And then Tuesday, we'll come in as a team. We'll watch our film. We'll go down to practice, come up, work out, see the trainer. We just got cold tubs now. So I sat in that for the first time today again. It was miserable, but miserably amazing. And then Wednesday, same deal. We'll practice. We'll work out, see the trainer. We got a massage therapist, Renee, who we both know well. She comes in and the best. She comes in and massages us and gets us right for the next weekend. Thursday, practice, workout. Another trainer comes in. We'll see them. And then Friday is typically off, but we have we call it the Breakfast Savages. So we're the weight room warrior type guys. We come in, we get a good grind on Friday morning, then just kind of chill. The rest of Friday, me and my wife, we like going on date nights on Friday and take our daughter and go walk around, go to a nice restaurant spot. And then Saturday, get up early, hit the Peloton. I'm hitting the Peloton every day too. Love that thing. Usually hit it at night. And then wake up early Saturday morning, hit the Peloton, do my morning deal, head to Statesville, hop on the plane, go to whatever race we're going to that weekend. We'll pit the Xfinity race Saturday. We'll get done with the race, go get ready, go hit up the restaurant we have picked out for that week, which is the highlight, and then go back, chill at the hotel, get up Sunday morning, get a workout in, go to the track, do the cup race, and then hop right back on the plane, and it's back home.
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's fun. Dude, it's like the similarities to football. It's crazy. Like, it's so many similarities to it.
And it fills your bucket, though. It gives you what you want.
Yeah, 100%. Like, not having football anymore, it like when football was over for me, I was really devastated, and like I was kind of like, man, where do I go next? Like football, you don't want it to define you, and you don't want to say it's your life, but it was like, I mean, that's who I saw myself as and what I did, and so you kind of got to pick up the pieces and go from there. And luckily I had a great opportunity to come down to Wake Forest with Coach Clausen and my coaches, and found NASCAR, and been history ever since. So it's a way for me to still be on a team and be a competitor and have a whole lot of fun.
That's great, man. This is a great story, and it's been
Appreciate
great.
it.
It's been great to have you on, and we're going to get you back on again here. We'll get you up now. The season ends in the fall.
Yeah, November.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm getting better. I learned a little bit. Now
we're gonna have to go do a Sam Boners together, to a restaurant together, and we're gonna have to attack some places.
When are you guys at Pocono?
We'll be there. Gosh, sometime in the summer, maybe, or fall. I'll check the schedule. I'll text you.
Okay, I'm probably close to Dover now, honestly.
Oh yeah, we're in Dover this weekend or next weekend. We're in Dover. You want to come to the race?
Yeah, let me look into that.
Yeah. Let me know. We'll get you firing in Dover.
Oh man, little Dover.
Yeah.
Is that the Monster Mile?
The Monster Mile, baby. Miles the Monster.
This will come out the week of Dover too, so this will be good content.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, if you want to come, let me know.
Yeah. Worst case, we'll get dinner or something.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Paul Swan, legend. Good luck this season, man. Safe travels. Check out the show. Check out Paul's social media. Good luck with the family stuff, man. I know you're juggling it all. So appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate you, Colin. Always a pleasure, brother.